is Tim Albright with AVNation with InfoComm 2018 special. What we're doing is we are previewing the exhibitors, folks who are bringing their wares to the show floor June 6th through the 8th in Las Vegas for the show InfoComm 2018. With me today is Nic Milani from Crestron. Welcome, sir.
Hey, Tim, good to see you again. How you been?
Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. You guys have been making some noise. Not that you don't always, but this year has been maybe especially so. Kicked off with ISE in Amsterdam in February. You were in Hall C. Hall C, 2526 is technically the booth number. You guys are right there in the front row as soon as you walk into Hall C. Very difficult to miss. Crestron typically has one of the bigger booths, if not the biggest. I don't know the actual square footage compared to some of the other platinum sponsors, but again, rather large booth. We've only got about 3 hours to record here, so try to condense down. But seriously, as we walk into Hall C and we get to the Crestron booth, what exactly are we going to look at, and what are we going to see in Vegas?
Yeah, I think what you've seen from Crestron over the years is we continue to drive and push the industry to new spaces. As you walk up towards the booth, you're going to see a large structure. There's be a big video wall featuring our DM-NVX 4K with some messaging. And what we're really talking about this year is technology for every space. Okay. Whether that's unified communications or digital media video or audio solutions, scheduling, and digital signage, all these different technologies that we have, and how do we think about those solutions uniquely, and also then how do we think in the context of the modern workplace. And we're really excited about showcasing kind of that full breadth and also the depth of what we offer, and how we kind of tend to approach things.
Well, you mentioned the technology for every space, and if folks have never run into Nic, he's very verbose and very lots of energy. But you live in the enterprise space, right? So when you talk about technology for everybody, that obviously has a direct impact on your day-to-day business. But also talk for a second about how that impacts the integrators as you're going out and building relationships that will directly help them as they go out to do their next bid or their next job.
I think then the key here is, as a leader, we're always trying to paint a picture of what the future looks like in today's terms. Okay, and so if you look at it from an integrator, we've taken kind of a focus around control and audio and AV originally, and we've continued to expand that out, providing breadth under a single umbrella. And the single umbrella becomes really important when you start to look at things like support, long-term engagement, the reliability of the solution, and new solutions like we'll be showing called XIO Cloud, which gives the ability for an integrator to provision any of those devices remotely through a web browser, and how that changes the experience for them and improves the experience of installing and deploying the gear and the equipment. So as we think about specifically around the enterprise customers and the campus customers and the healthcare and the government, it's learning from them what solutions they need in order to have a complete solution, not just in their high-end executive rooms, but all the way down through their phone booths and their huddle spaces. And heck, we love to talk nowadays a lot about how do you have a great AV solution in the cafeteria, and how do you flip between digital signage and off-peak hours, digital signage during peak hours from 11 to 1 when everybody's using it as a cafeteria. But can we then all of a sudden turn that into a wireless presentation area where people can have kind of a huddle space in those open areas and get work done in 9 a.m. when you come in and have a cup of coffee? Yeah, so there's a lot of layers to this, and as we think about these platforms and how we approach it.
Yeah, those are kind of ad hoc, as the need arises spaces.
Sorry, Tim. I think the goal here is expansion. Sometimes folks look at our stuff and go, is this a threat? Are we changing? We're thinking about growing the pie. We're looking at how do we take, where we've always had ownership in these kind of executive centers, the board of directors, the CEO's office, these high-end rooms. How do we take the lessons we've learned there, have more integrated solutions and push them into these other spaces and effectively grow the marketplace for all parties involved? And that's ultimately the service we're providing to our integrators, because we make money when they make money.
Yeah. How do you take, what is the process of taking that feedback from those end users, those clients that you directly talk to? And you mentioned the education representatives as well, which was my first entrance into Crestron and my first exposure to you guys. How do you take the feedback you get from those folks and turn that into product? Like, what is that process, and how long does that generally take?
Well, I think one of the reasons why customers in all segments value us is our quick response. You know, you look at a large automotive manufacturer in Plano, Texas, who wanted to address scheduling beyond just the traditional scheduling panel on the wall. You know, what they were thinking through is, how does an employee know to look down the hallway and what the room number is when they're 200 yards from the space? And so that's where we started to develop those C signs and the SSW, the ability to engrave the name, and it changes from green to red. It gives a clear visual indicator to somebody whether the room's available or not. There's an example of where we've taken the feedback and now we've synthesized it in a product, and we're coming out with it in 3-4 months, very quickly working through that. On the education space, we're going to have a new product, the MPC3. It's a 3 series update to the traditional kind of all-in-one wall controller that we've had. You know, we've heard loud and clear from our education customers that they want a simple kind of plug-and-play configured solution that allows to select different sources, control the volume in the room, and here's a device that's easy to deploy and understandable. That's something we'll be showcasing at the event, something that we're highlighting as a result of their direct feedback, and improving all aspects of it, to the look, the feel, the way it integrates with our other MDHD 300, 400 products to give multiple sources. But the key here is simplicity and making those work in those smaller, more agile spaces.
Very good. Not everybody is going to be coming to the show, though. So if they're not coming to InfoComm, how do they follow along with everything that you'll be releasing and talking about that week?
Yeah, interestingly, this year we're kind of working towards this idea of a virtual event. And so you'll notice in all of our invites, you can get a free InfoComm pass from Crestron. We're happy to pick up the cost of that and encourage people to be there. For folks that have last-minute disruptions or aren't able to attend, we're also going to have a virtual event. So we'll be capturing real-time video at the event of all of our training, of all of our individual product spaces, of our different events throughout the day and throughout the week. And then what we'll be doing is posting that into a hub space on our website that allows people to filter based on which topics they're interested in. And that's one of the things that's uniquely, tricky with us, Tim, is that because we have such a breadth of what we do, some folks are keenly interested specifically on, how do I get the best audio experience in place of worship? Yeah. We have a portfolio to do that, and sometimes that gets drowned out by these other things. So our hope are both for the people that do attend and want to get more detailed information as a follow-up, and for those folks that can't be there, we'll have a centralized hub for all this information. And certainly we'll be happy to provide you with the link for it.
Well, I would also say real quickly is you mentioned that even if folks do attend the event, even if they do go to InfoComm June 6th through the 8th, the booth is generally well attended. Let's put it that way. That's my nice way of putting. Sometimes it's hard to get through, right?
Yeah,
that's it's a great problem for you guys to have. But sometimes you can't always see or get enough time with the specific product or the specific solution that you want to see. So having that virtual background, that virtual, like you said, virtual trade show is actually kind of cool. So yeah, I appreciate it. We'll put a link up on that as well. Again, if you are attending and you want to, make your way through the Crestron booth, C as in Central Hall 2526, C2526. Thank you so much, Mr. Nic Milani from Crestron. My name is Tim Albright. For more information about us, you can follow along as we also head to InfoComm 2018, June 6th through the 8th. Find out all that information at AVNation.tv, AVNation.tv.